Welcome to the Head Sis YouTube channel. My name is Mary.
And my name's Nicole.
And we are super excited about sharing our most intimate, real, and raw conversations between millennials, Generation X, and Generation Z.
It's based off of our mentor and mentee relationship, straight right here from my living room. We're passing the baton, connecting the dots between the three generations, and bridging the gaps.
Whew, child, a lot has happened this week. Can you agree?
Yes, ma'am, it has. I'm still in a place about DMX. You know, I grew up listening to DMX. He was, he affected my life a lot.
And it's funny you say that because I really wasn't into rap like that, but I knew a couple of his songs.
What songs did you know?
Stop, drop.
You mad
and y'all go make me lose my mind. Those are like the only, because you hear that in music, movies a lot. But towards like, I want to say 2019, I think 2018 is when Sunday service was starting, was when I was seeing him more, and he was like leading prayers here and then. So
nah, I always thought like X was like pretty dope. Mm-hmm. I love that he always stayed in a place where he was consistently himself. Mm-hmm. Despite, and his life was public, you know what I'm saying? Which most people wouldn't probably endure half of the stuff that he, went through, as far as like just living, I guess what you would say, like out loud and like in public, you know what I'm saying? Like his flaws were public. I mean, myself, I don't know if I would have been able to go through everything publicly. I would have been like, Lord, okay, can you light up on me? Just let up on me just a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I'm still processing that because, I just recently lost my father. So that took me right back to that place.
Okay. I understand. I did hear one of his stories, and he was saying the first time he was on crack was when he was 14, and it was somebody he looked up to, and they were passing him some weed, but inside the weed was crack, and ever since then his life went on a roller coaster, and he was crying a little, but he was just like, why would you do that to a 14-year-old? And he was just like, from there, the demon was unleashed. And I was just like, wow, this world, like, you never know everybody's story. So when he said that, it was just like, we all have stories.
The crazy part is, I saw that same documentary. Mm-hmm. It was his mentor.
Shit.
His mentor gave him that and laced it. Well, that's what we called it back in the day. We called it like when you would lace your weed with whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? But his mentor did that, somebody that he looked up to, it was crazy.
But that didn't stop him from using his voice. Because just to see the legacy that he left, that funeral was long, but it was a legacy nonetheless. It was long, my God.
No, so what would you say that the legacy is?
Be who you are authentically, and God will meet you where you at. Like DMX was what older people would say, oh my God.
So what you wait, pause. What you mean older? What you consider
No,
older?
No, older than you. No, I mean like older than you. Where like they'd be like, oh my God, no, he can't be that. He can't be this. But it's just like, no, he was that, and God saw that and used that. And he impacted people who were even in his entertainment, industry and in his circle to be a light. It was a light, nonetheless. It was different, but it was a light.
No, I love that. I guess for me, I like that he wasn't afraid to be himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is so many people are, including myself. I went through a phase of my life where I was afraid to use my voice because I just always was concerned about people's opinions and
me too.
And being, judged. But I'm just at a point right now, I don't really care.
And it's not a one-time thing. You're continually walking it out, because I'm walking it out right now using my voice, literally at this moment.
I mean, it's levels to it. Even for me, one of my girlfriends, she asked me to help her with one of her platforms, which required us to speak to the public a lot, and I had to learn how to use my voice. You know what I'm saying? I'm so used to using my voice behind the screen.
Yes.
And then when she wanted me to go to the front, it was like, what? I don't know. I'm good. Yeah. But I like that he used his voice where he was, and I just think that that's so dope. And there's so many people that sleep on themselves.
Yes. There's power in your voice.
Yeah, there's power in your voice.
That's an affirmation. That's because I'm working on affirmations. Well, not working on them. All you have to do is just write it down. But actually, like, dedicating myself to saying it every day, that there's power in my voice, because I come from a culture or a household. Let's start with the household first. That we didn't really use our voice. So now it's like DMX was the generational breaker in his family, in his what you call it, age group, age bracket. You are the generational what I just said.
But you know, you just really hit on something, because even in my household, it was a quiet house. We wasn't really taught to use our voice.
Yes, me too.
And so growing up, that was a mentality that I pretty much kept until I realized that my voice pushed me to the forefront. Does that make sense?
Yes, it did. It did. It did.
And so many people are taught to just be quiet and not say anything, when in actuality, God has given us a voice to change lives. You know what I'm saying? To make an impact in people's lives, which that's what DMX did. And I just when I saw the video about him, with him and the Rough Riders across the world and the footage, I was like, yo, this dude affected like
millions.
And nobody really even knew that. But when you saw it, for me, it brought tears to my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I think it's like what you said earlier, don't sleep on who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sleep on who you are. Can you name a situation where you had to learn how to use your voice, and how did you overcome it?
I would say my relationships. I was used to just I would see things and I wasn't used to calling it out, because out of fear. And one, fear that they might put me down, like, be quiet, shut up. But I knew I knew I wasn't crazy. And the fear of, well, what if they leave? But at a point, it's just like, TD Jake said something the other day when I was watching him, and he was just like, it's nothing new. It's not like he came up with it, but he was just like, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That, if I took away one thing from what he said, it was that. Because nobody tells you to feel the fear. They tell you to run away from it, or no,
or either walk through it.
Yeah, or not even acknowledge it. It's just like, oh, yes, there's going to be fear, but go past it. How?
Yeah.
But if I can feel it, I feel it. But if I'm going to do it anyway, then I can do that. For me, that includes actual friendships and actual relationships that I had with my exes. It was, well, I was afraid of being shut down. That's what it was. I was afraid of being shut down, but quiet cost.
Ooh, quiet cost. Explain that. What does that mean? Because that kind of stung a little bit. I'm like, because you know what? When I look over my life, yes, quiet did cost me. It cost me opportunities. It cost me so much. When you said that, it's just so many things flashed before my face that I didn't. Quiet cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if DMX never opened up his mouth? He would have never impacted who he impacted, or life could have got shorter. We never know. But the fact that he opened up his mouth, whether people agreed with it or not, it made an impact.
Well, here's the deal about one of the biggest thoughts that came to me. It's over 8 billion people in this world. You're not going to affect every last one of them. And once I got that understanding that everybody ain't going to rock with you, I'm like, I'm good. That means that you ain't for me. Keep it pushing. But those that are for you will rock with you.
Yeah.
That's it. And now that I have that understanding, it helps me to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Just focusing on the ones where my voice does impact them. You know what I'm saying? What I have to say does impact them. And if it doesn't impact you, then you're not for me.
And it brought up, you're not people pleasing at that moment. You
No,
forget
it's
about
not.
people pleasing. Because just like you said, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's only one you. You're not going to impact all of them. So therefore, you don't have to live for everybody.
I love that. You don't have to live for everybody.
You live for you and the people that you impact. Just like you said, who rock with you.
Yeah, I agree.
You dropped the mic around that one.
Yeah, we dropped it like that. That's the message for today.
That's good.
Yeah, that's it.
I hope y'all got that.
I hope you did.
I can't even repeat it. That was a lot, but
so pretty much the takeaway is learn to find your voice. Everybody's not gonna rock with you. Everybody's not gonna understand you. And guess what? That's not your crew. That's not who you're supposed to be talking to. Find who your voice is for and move with that. Stay focused on that.
Yep.
And your voice may not sound like anybody else's. TD Jakes, I know we keep referring back to him, but he said something, and this actually stayed with me too. He said, what's normal to you may be somebody's weird.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like,
huh?
Yeah, I was like, that makes sense. Like, I understood it. What's normal to you, how you move through life, may be weird to somebody else because that's not their life. And guess what? That's okay.
That's okay.
Still use your voice.
Opposites attract. DMX impacted people who probably didn't even listen to his music with just his funeral alone. And now they're going to go listen to the music.
And listen to his prayers.
Can
we pause on his prayers just for that?
We talking about the music alone like the man couldn't pray.
So another thing about like just with using your voice, to me, he was what a relationship looks like in the purest form.
What do you call him? The street preacher?
I called him the street preacher.
Yes, that was
the guy that went out and spoke and met people where they were. Didn't care who they were, what they looked like, what they smelled like, what they was doing. He went and used his voice and met them exactly where they were. And I just think that's so dope.
You're not perfect.
Nobody is. We want to big up and thank you for rocking with us and tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed this conversation.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Oh, and definitely share with a friend.
Oh, and don't forget to follow our Instagram handles down below.
So until next time, go ahead, sis!